Your mic's off.
Okay, this is a repeat. Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Good morning.
There's Sylvia too.
Oh my God,
Oh my God, you
the whole
talk
crew.
about double trouble. Okay?
Someone's been off having too much of a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, a fun time, you bet.
See, and I have fun times right where I am.
I know both of you. Holy cow.
Oh my gosh, we do. We honestly live our lives, that's for darn sure. So, Elijah, how's everything going?
Going well. Slow, steady progress. Slow sometimes the most important thing.
Yeah, I know. It's not always easy to go slow, but you know, I'm listening to it's a conscious business thing I'm listening to with the Conscious 2. And I mean, I've had a membership with them for I don't know how many years. And that's what he said. He said, often they think if you're a busy person, you're not taking the time. He says, but it's actually the busy people that are making the difference in the world.
Mm.
So it's okay to be busy. Like, you know, we've looked at it as that's a terrible thing. Like,
Right.
oh, Laurie, you're 61 now. Why aren't you retired? Well, what does retirement mean? What it means to me and what it means to other people. Really?
Totally different.
Exactly. So I'll retire one day when I decide to leave this planet and come back and coach you guys. But I'm living here. I'm living on this planet till 3 digits. So
Oh,
that's my
okay.
plan. Healthy 3 digits, not an old decrepitated woman in a nursing home.
Okay. So you got a lot of time ahead of you.
I actually have a lot of time. And Rob said to me yesterday, Elijah, this is pretty crucial. He's my life partner. We're not on the same page with the vaccination or anything, but we've come to a common ground. And, you know, he said to me yesterday, Sylvia and I had him in doing some just business planning, right? Like the business side. And he said he is having so much fun doing what he's doing with us. But you know what it's helping me do? Instead of me trying to tell him what we're doing, he's seeing it and observing it and going, what you guys are doing is big for the world, Laurie. And I see your big purpose. And he goes, I am here to support you. That's all we need is that support.
Mm. Mm.
Right?
Very true.
Yeah.
How about you, Sylvia? How are you doing? You've been away for a bit?
Yes, fabulous. So yeah, I'm back refreshed and just realizing that, you know, what we do, we can do all over the world, long as we have internet. So I totally see where April, our daughter April, is, you know, no matter where you are, you need that internet. And so the other side of me goes, okay, if that internet shuts down, how do we get out there?
Mm.
So that kind of came to light, but otherwise, yeah, I'm good. I'm ready to take that quantum leap right now, and I think we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if the internet goes down, I think we're gonna have a few more problems than.
Just what are we gonna do?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
But I think, like, as you know, the tools are meant to be used offline and online. So it's
Yes.
dependent upon how you want to structure what you want to do, which is the whole idea behind designing your ideal job, or sort of creating the business that you want to work into.
Yeah.
So where are you guys at right now in terms of the structure? We're already into the fall. It just seems like we're in this whole like we're in such strange territory.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, right now, it's funny because Sylvia and I, you would not believe it. I don't know if you saw our video that she posted to Corliss, who's a woman from Prince Albert that does leadership stuff. Sylvia and I walk in the other day. We hadn't seen each other for 2 weeks. We had the same darn t-shirts on.
Exact same.
Identical. That said happy on them. So we did a video to Corliss wishing her happy birthday. And I mean, anyway, I also did and I shared a little bit with Sylvia. I did a reading with a woman that used to live around here. She's from Quebec. Her name is Marie, but she was like a woohoo person to Yorkton when she lived here. And she did a reading with me the other day, Elijah, you would flip if you heard it, because she goes, yeah, you're going to something way bigger. She sees me on Canada AM speaking, but she said, and I mean bigger, like Oprah bigger. I just like in my gut. She goes, that's what's in your future, and it's not that far away. So this visionary hub thing that you guys have going is magnificent. She says there's going to be a young person coming into play with young children, and she's going to be very significant. We got Sheila here now working with us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And she's been amazing.
Yeah.
And then the other part yesterday, working with Rob, we're looking at kind of the male that's more masculine, but yet more, this stuff. Are you kidding me? Blah, blah, blah.
Don't give me fluff.
No, don't give me. So we showed Rob our logo, and he looked at it. He loves the logo. He says it's really good. Well, he wouldn't use the word love, but he likes the logo. But he said that happiness, understanding, and balance on it. And he goes, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. Then he said, he sees everything that we're doing, learning, teaching, coaching, blah, blah, blah. He goes, why isn't the word learning in there? Couldn't it be Visionary Learning Hub? Because Sheila, who's she's doing the SEO, looking for common words and things like that on Google. Mm-hmm. And she goes, what do I even begin to Google for words to find you guys? So we think we're going to just give it a little revamp and add the word learning. What are your thoughts, Elijah?
So the Visionary Learning Hub as the main.
Yeah. Instead of the Visionary Hub, the Visionary Learning Hub.
And remove that
happiness, understanding, and balance, because it puts a little bit of fluff in there. And we were looking at, we used a description of a Ford dealership in Yorkton. And the guy is all about growing his people, but we talked about going into his company and thinking, okay, he's open, but how open are the people that work for him? And if we want to tap into people like that, what does that need to look like? So that was really good, because I wrote an article in a magazine called Whole Life, and Rob said, he goes, it was a good article, but there were some words in there that you lost me. So we speak our language, you guys, because we're there. Mm-hmm.
Right.
But the majority of people aren't. They can learn it once they come in, but don't use it as marketing.
Right.
Right. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of marketers when they speak, don't use the fluff kind of words because everyone's using them kind of.
Yeah.
Well,
doesn't give it credibility right now.
The thing is, the Visionary Learning Hub sounds more like a tagline than like the name of something. And just, I guess what came to me, and you can, I don't know what you think about this, but the idea of the dream space, dream space has a lot of good connotations in terms of what can happen in the space, make your dreams come true kind of thing. Visionary Hub, Visionary Learning Hub, The Visionary Hub sounds, the Visionary Learning Hub. What's that? Like there's a lot in there.
It throws it off.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking, the Visionary Hub, I love it. We call it the hub a lot of times. Yeah. And maybe I don't like the word center for some reason. I don't know why it is, but the Visionary Hub, and then around the bottom of it, instead of happiness, understanding, and balance, we do something to do with learning center.
Yeah, maybe.
Or the Learning Hub or something.
Yeah.
How about, the Visionary Hub.
Yeah. So that name's registered.
That has a good ring to it.
It does.
How about a community learning center?
No. What could we use for another word for center? What about a learning community? I don't know. I'm just talking out loud.
Yeah.
Because you said community center. What about learning community? Because I think learning needs to be in there. I think
it needs more of a description.
Yeah.
Unless that.
Because LR Future was LR Future Insurance and Investments. It already told you pretty much the base of what we do.
Right. Yeah.
So that's something we have to rethink. But I do like the Visionary Hub. I know I kept saying the Visionary Learning Hub, Visionary Learning Hub. No, it throws it off.
Flow.
No, it doesn't flow.
No.
but the learning needs to be in there
Somewhere, yeah.
like around, maybe around the bottom, learning. I don't know. I think so,
So, yeah, maybe like in a tagline that. go in there.
or down here, because the tagline doesn't go into your logo and
No.
everything.
No,
So as a tagline,
But see,
you just put,
we just removed a bunch of words here, so
Yeah,
why would we? put
because those
more?
words didn't make sense to what we do.
Right, okay,
This does.
right, that does.
So LR future insurance and investments.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Thought, just a
yeah,
thought.
no, I know.
Could be in here. It could be something in the center of our logo. It could be something in there that instills learning or instills,
Mhm,
I
yeah.
don't know. Anyway, so we realized if we're gonna start attracting the common people, we have to make a little bit of a shift there. We know that.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I mean, are you really attracting the common people? I mean, are they really, like, there are people out there that are waiting for this and need it and are alone and are sort of, they're not the common people. And the
Mhm.
common people aren't really, you know, they may never be attracted. I just, like, to me, there's the youth that is awake,
Mhm.
that is looking for new ways of, I don't know, I guess it really depends, because you know, who are you going after?
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Who are
But
you
if we
really
want to
going
get
after?
into, we want to get into businesses, right? We want to start showing them synergy wheels and things like that. But to get in there, you're not getting them in there with a synergy wheel at
No.
all. We want to get into those businesses because they want to know that their staff, because we're going to do a survey, Elijah, and we're just going to call. It's going to be a calling survey. And we're going to ask 4 questions. And they're just going to be questions about what are some challenges you as the CEO or the owner or the entrepreneur of your business, what are some of the challenges you run into with your business? And then start finding out those key components so that we can create a program and a promotional piece of something to go in there with what they are looking for, but will serve them with what they need, which is the synergy wheel and the Enneagram and the 5 spaces mapped. We'll give that to them, but we can't sell that idea to them. So give them what they want, or to sell them what they want, but give them what they need.
Right. I mean, I think, even just looking, I mean, I think the biggest edge you have is the convo cards.
Mhm.
And then everything
Yeah.
else is revolving around the convo types, because the convo types are the key to kind of helping people increase their communication.
So conversations and communications are key.
So like when you're coming in with your survey, like even if you can say, like, what are your 3 biggest communication problems?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Because that's always going to be there. And that's
Yeah.
something which is going to be the pattern. If you can solve them with, they're going to be very happy.
Yeah.
And usually it can come down to even 1 or 2 combo types. I mean, it's not like you can get pretty simple with this stuff, right? It's
We
like,
can, and that's what we need to do.
so you're looking at their whole business system inside and out.
Yeah.
You know, what is it with the customers, and what, you know, how big is the business system, and then what kind of communication exists. Some businesses, 100 people, you know, they're all insurance agents, but they don't share knowledge. So you could come in with a shared knowledge program, or maybe once a week you do a hub factor with them, and they ask the question of the week, and you come in and you get them sharing knowledge once a week. That has very high value.
Yeah.
If they're all taking away, you know, huge business, they all get big pieces of knowledge, right? That'd be something.
Yes.
So it's kind of like looking at, you know, what business are you looking at? Because you've only got, in Yorkton, you've only got a certain amount, right? Like you're pretty limited to.
And we're not even saying Yorkton, we're saying
No.
Saskatchewan.
Okay, but I'm just
We're
saying
using
that's
Saskatchewan.
the closest, and then you're going to move out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got her. The closest, it's like Rob said Yorkton yesterday. I go, oh, forget Yorkton. We're looking at Saskatchewan.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess, and if you're looking at, let's say lists of associations,
Yeah.
lists of HR,
I haven't even done that yet.
late HR people in Saskatchewan, their association.
Yeah.
Of course, the Teachers Association,
Mhm.
So like all the soft services that use communication within their business directly
Yeah.
versus the businesses that
Have
are
to
like,
start doing this research.
like your big, you
You
probably
go.
got some big commodities out there.
Yeah, well,
Well,
potash is big. We got a big mine not far from us here.
Okay, so the mine, you might talk to the HR person there about communication. Because, I mean, it might be about morale. I mean, the thing is, I think if you came in with a unity program, because they're going to be suffering, everywhere is going to be suffering from this COVID, vax, non-vax. So if you have some sort of way to raise morale, way to way for people to deal with, you know, people are dealing with a lot of stuff.
Just set it right there even, I don't care.
You might go to government for their unemployed program.
Oh, no, take it out of the plastic. Sorry, Elijah, I'm, you know, it's weird how I'm so sensitive to stuff like that nowadays.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Smart. Okay,
So I like, you know, raise
Raise
morale. I think that's going to be one of the key components when you're talking to an owner of an organization or an HR or as somebody in that department is going to be about the morale of their team.
Yeah.
And the book I'm writing with Guy is all about team.
Yeah.
And we had the same conversation because he goes, you know, Laurie, he's a pastor, social worker, blah, blah, blah. But he even asked me, the law of attraction, it's big, it's a big deal.
I love that. Yeah.
But he goes, how can we bring it to a more level playing field instead of like, imagine it and it can happen.
Mm.
And it comes down to me and my real life experiences that'll be in the book. It won't be fluff. It'll be real life stuff that's happened for me and the people that I know. So that's what we're seeing. So raising morale around this time in humanity is unbelievably dynamic.
And I think you should be looking at, let's say, a weekly public speaking event. Start to organize. You know, you got to get your name out there.
Yeah, I know.
And you know, publicly speak in as many places as possible, and then have the side brochure of whatever the services you're offering.
We do. Yeah.
But there's kind of like, you know, you've got the people that are going to be coming to you for training that's very unique, like facilitators. I think a facilitators program through the winter, once you get the cards, that's going to be a higher end, you know, let's say 9-month training program for facilitators where you go through the cards with them and the tools of New Paradigm Toolkit. And that's you could charge $2,000 to $5,000, right, each for that.
That's exactly what I said yesterday. Yeah. And then that HR person can take it into their department and take it to their organization. And we can say, we're here to coach you for the next 9 months. This is what it's going to cost. And we're going to spend time with you each month so that they can get used to it. Yeah. I see that. You just hit it for me. I didn't quite know how to say that yesterday. I just said an academy to teach other people how to use these tools, because we, as us 3 people sitting here right now, Elijah, we're not going to get this to the world. Well, you're really getting out there, but we're not going to get this to the world that way. We need to teach others to teach others. Yeah. And when those people teach in HR and they take it to their organization, those members of that organization are taking it home to their families. That's what needs the domino effect. Boom, 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 boom. That's awesome. Sheila's a perfect example. Asking her, doing the little bit of work that I did at LR with this stuff. Sheila goes, Laurie, I know this stuff because I've worked in it with you for years, but common people don't. But when I asked her that time, I said, Sheila, how do you like this stuff? Is it working? Is it working for you at work? And we were in the LR Future boardroom, and she says, I don't really see a difference at work, but my home life is completely changed. My relationship with my partner is unbelievable.
Wow.
You know, you're doing a good job.
Yeah.
When that's happening. And it just happened to be my niece, but still, she was an employee learning something totally different that she took home to her family. And her little boy spent time in our Visionator camp. He was brilliant.
Oh, yeah. He was one of those. Okay.
He's brilliant. Like I love that camp for kids. So Elijah, when you keep saying the word youth, what ages are you looking at? I know age is irrelevant in some ways, but what are you looking at? High school?
I mean, the thing is age at that different,
Mhm.
like 15-year-olds are really different from 18-year-olds. So you'd have
Yeah.
to have it sort of segmented, kind of like 15, 16, 17, 18,
Yeah.
19, 20,
Yeah,
21 to 20, kind of like have
okay,
programs where the kids get to hang out together.
okay.
But let's say maximum of 8
Mhm.
and two,
Good.
depending, it might be twice a week, might be once a week for over the, like you should be looking at through the winter programs.
That,
Yeah.
we already have a lady that's come to the Hub Factor a couple times. She's coming to, we're doing like a fall sunset supper out at the lake this weekend, and we're doing some values card stuff. We're doing some Enneagram work, and we're going to have our good friend, he's East Indian, he's cooking the meal.
Nice.
And it's just going to be a flow from 3 PM till 10 at night, and then a bonfire with sage or whatever going.
Very nice.
And there's 12 of us, only 12.
Okay.
Well, 11 right now, but I have a feeling a 12th is going to show up. But where was I going with this? Oh, one of the ladies that are coming to it, and they're going to stay overnight because I have a cabin there. And she keeps asking if we would do some type of program around that Hub Factor and the work that we do for 15 to 17-year-olds. She goes, I could round up 10 kids just like that.
Yeah.
She's got 2 herself.
Yeah. That'd be
So
great.
I think we jump on that. I've listened to her say it twice, and we haven't even had a conversation, because I think it's those young people that are going to change the world. It's not the old 60-year-olds,
For
because
sure.
most of them aren't like me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the
Yeah,
young
it's
people.
yeah.
It was the Lindsay,
Oh, yeah, it was
and the April Henhefers
18, 20-year-olds.
Yeah. in their day, like when they were
Oh,
those
yeah.
ages, learning all this stuff, they were the little change makers.
For sure. For sure. And it's like, how do you find them?
Yeah.
If this person can bring them together, great.
Yeah, someone's
it's-
going to bring them together.
But there's definitely a different type of marketing for each group like this, right?
Yeah.
You really got to think about, who are we bringing in for which program?
Mhm.
What are the parameters for the design of that program, and then
Yeah.
get that program out.
I think sometimes, Elijah, it's just going to be a matter of, as long as we have kind of the base of the program, and then we say, let's just do it. Let's do it. I'm a believer in action,
Yeah.
because we could plan for the rest of our lives, but taking action and learning through that participation with those kids is what's going to give us the program we need to create, and how they're not going to know that we're not organized.
Yeah.
We're going to know, they're not going to know. And then we're going to know what needs to pull in, and our 3 brilliant minds can really pull this together.
For sure. And the software program is getting close to being finished, where we're going to have missions. You can program missions and have teams of 12 facilitators, and then each facilitator has a team of 12. So we've got a software program that has actually got that divided already into it. So it's basically the creator of the shared knowledge community, or the creation of the 100. I mean, you're going to be able to teach 144 people very quickly,
right?
With this program. And then the missions, you get to choose the value, the combo type, and the lens.
Yeah.
So as a facilitator, or as like the grand facilitators, you can program all of them, or each facilitator can program it. So you're programming a chat room with a specific objective,
Programming a chat room
with a value, with a combo type, and with a lens. And then within this could be the exciting part, because Noah's been working on this, where within that you can then have a convo that then changes the convo type as you go through the conversation of each mission. So not only does each mission have its own combo type, you can break them down and change them. So let's say you start with a welcoming, hey, how you doing? Everything going great. Okay, let's just go quickly into needs analysis. Let's look at everyone here. Let's write down 3 needs that each person goes, this is what I'm looking for. Boom.
So are we finding a common mission?
Well, it depends. As designers or programmers, you come up with whatever you want. These are just the mechanics for whatever you want. You can just go from convo type to convo type to so after the needs analysis, you've got, okay, here's all your needs. Okay, let's do a designing thing. Let's come up with a way that people can share. Okay, offer. Let's look at what people are going to offer. So then you go through, what would you like to give? And then the next convo type might be designing, okay, how do we bring these needs to the offers?
That's the synergy wheel.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is all online,
Mhm,
and then they can come into your space offline,
mhm.
or they could, you know, I think
Oh.
it'd be great to be around a table and have 12 of you all with their laptops doing the online at the, you know, just to
Right.
get the connection and feeling of
Yeah.
online, offline. But
Mhm.
here we're doing both.
Right.
So I would say really start to create promotional material
Mhm.
to find 12 facilitators to go
Okay.
through, let's say a 9-month training program.
Okay.
And then those 12 facilitators will find that then they've got to find 12 people.
Yeah.
So you're going to be
Yeah.
jumping into, and this is going to happen over time. But
Mhm.
we've got, hopefully the cars will be done by then or getting close. So
Mhm.
then we'll have the offline cards, and then we got the online software, and then you got the
Yeah.
building and you get the people, and then the training program will just sort of evolve out of that, I think.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
It will. So when we talk about youth right now, like I'm just thinking, because winter's coming and we need to create some revenue. That's the biggest deal is,
Right.
we said yesterday, like, where's the money coming from? So we have to start doing whatever it is for now while we're still doing the planning.
Right.
We're
Yeah.
still creating the big course.
Yeah.
But what are we, what are some, because
What's
these,
happening right
yeah,
now?
what's
to bring
happening
money
right
in.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I know, Kate.
and what do you got so far?
What, for a course?
Well, just like for generating money.
Oh, we don't have anything.
No. But I mean, we've got all the training and courses that we did with the Life Matters Learning Center,
Right.
which we don't really have to
Right.
recreate.
Right, it's already created.
Yeah, and we can start
Just
October.
hosting. Yeah. Just hosting a couple-hour workshop, continuing based around the circle of life, those 9 points of your life.
Right.
So we got to stick with those 9 points, I believe, because it gives us because when you walk into our logo, when you think of our logo, because it's open, and you walk in there, you can go to any of those points because somebody's going to be impacted in some capacity in one of those points.
Right.
I talked to a girl today, she got put into a big management role in healthcare with doctors and nurses and shit like that. And she honestly hasn't had the official training, but she's worked her way up. She says, work is going okay. It's very stressful, but it's affecting the rest of my life. I go, Stacy, that's our circle of life at the hub, at the Visionary Hub, is if something is off whack in your life in those points, it pulls from the other part. So you're sacrificing somewhere. And how do you bring that balance?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a prime person. Yeah. So it's about the marketing. How do we get people like that there besides just asking?
Well, I mean, I think you have to go into major sales mode.
I do
And
too.
I think that you should be in front of people with your dog and pony show in a sense. And I think Sylvia, you have to book them.
Yeah.
You got to find the places and get on the phone and start booking Laurie into anywhere where she's going to be talking.
And even if it is taking the hub factor and going out on the road, but we do a talk with it and we hand them stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
And even online, like, just getting yourself
Communicating
online, podcasts and events and stuff like
Elijah,
that.
I'm good at that stuff when you put me there and just
Yeah.
say, Laurie, this is what we need today, but, be ready tomorrow for this. But for me to do all the stuff and organize it and create the stuff, it's not I don't want to do that. I've done that already at LR Future. I don't want to do that. No.
Because you're missing someone on your team, kind of like you're missing.
Well, and Sheila can probably help us.
We are totally missing someone on the team. You're right. And
and the thing is, like in Christie's defense, or just to sort of honor what Christie was adding in a sense.
Yeah.
That someone like that who's aggressively kind of out there in the market, going to all the things and going, sort of being the finding. So either you find someone else or you got to find it in yourself.
Yeah. We got to find the 7 in us, because the 7 is more the salesy type of personality.
Yeah.
See, and I don't see Christy anywhere. She doesn't
No.
even stand out. Christy doesn't stand out anywhere, like social
gone,
media.
yeah.
She's not standing out at
Right.
all. So she was big talk, Elijah.
Well, no, I think she could have, with under the umbrella of the Visionary Hub, that she couldn't do it by herself.
Yeah.
But if she's representing you guys, it's very
Mhm.
different, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but I think
like this.
maybe
What's that?
Start talking.
Major sales promo. You're right. We gotta get into the sales mode. And that
Yeah.
third person, Sheila's probably more of an organizer too, where she can say, she does so much research online. She loves research. She does so much research online. She goes, Laurie, look at this. This guy, I've been connected to him for 2 years. He talks all about values and beliefs. So all of a sudden she takes us to him to show us how he speaks and what he says to the lay people.
okay. What about a speaker series once a week?
Online. Well, we tried the sunset chat, but I don't think we did it the right way.
Well, this is more
Speakers.
bringing people bringing a speaker into the Visionary Hub.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Bringing a speaker. I wanted to do that way back then. Number 1 would have been health and wellness, Dr. Node Smith. And Christy didn't like that idea. She goes,
I think, and to match your 9, have a speaker per week that's matching your theme, and book it for and take the time now to book it through the whole winter. Come up, go find the best people that you can.
Yeah. To match the circle of life.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
no,
like,
that's a great idea.
whether it's Friday nights or have it so.
Yeah. And I know we're just starting a business and I can be a little abrupt. We need to put in the time.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. If we're 10 to 4 and we're Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 10 to 4, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But if we're committed to saying we need to be here on a Friday night, sorry. And it doesn't have to be every Friday. But I think that's going to be a big deal.
Come up with the schedule works for you. Maybe it's every 2 weeks, or maybe it's Thursday nights, but you have to start, making the Visionary Hub a place that is seen as making things happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We just have to be consistent with everything.
Like one event here, one event there.
Yeah. No, it's not doing it.
And you might to get
People in here.
again, these 12, you need to identify the 12 facilitators.
Yeah.
And the Visionary Hub needs to be like a hangout for them. You need to recruit, 12 people that you go are natural facilitators, like people who want to create a career out of becoming a facilitator.
Okay.
And you got to sell the side that you have something which doesn't exist on the planet. Like this is some new technology coming out.
Yeah.
And this is going to give them a career for the rest of their life if they want.
Well, that guy yesterday, Joy. Yeah. We have a guy from Nigeria that came to the Hub Factor the other day. He was mesmerized by how well it was. And he, in Nigeria, his mom always told him he was going to be a financial advisor. So he said the money system is so different in Canada. So he worked in a couple banks, and now he works at H&R Block in accounting. So don't think he doesn't have an influence on people he's talking to. So he said he was going to write me a letter after he met me. He came in for a notary. And when he met me, he was going to write me a letter and ask if I would consider mentoring him. So he could be somebody that could be a facilitator. Oh my gosh.
And what about the TV show that you were?
Yeah, well, that's still there. It's just to say yes. That's all it is, Elijah.
You're saying it's there. All you have to do is say yes.
Say yes.
Do it?
I just have to call Cole and say, yeah, we're ready to do something once a week. But I'm not ready by myself. I can't say yes and then be ready. I just need the team to help. And I mean, you can be part of it. We can do the Hub Factor. We can video. We can interview Elijah. We can do so many things.
I think you got to jump in. I think that's what's going to get you your notoriety is a weekly show like that.
So maybe on the, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Sylvia just said, maybe we start the speaker series and use Access as our, because Access now isn't out there yet, which is to Canada. But if we can get comfortable working with Access weekly, monthly, whatever we want, half-hour show. Yes.
We have a speaker here, we have people, but he comes and videos and
Right,
does that,
right.
right? So it's.
Yeah, could combine it. I mean, if
Yeah,
people
yeah.
know they're
Yeah.
gonna be, people know they're gonna be filmed for Access, all of a sudden it
Yes.
becomes a big deal.
Yeah.
It does. And
Yeah,
it's
that sounds
in our
good.
location instead of us going to the
Yeah.
Access
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah.
Ah, yay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? Honestly, wouldn't an interview be cool live? We're sitting in 2 red bucket chairs or sitting in 2 nice bucket chairs, and the
Yeah.
person's there and I'm here and I'm just asking them questions and the audience is watching and listening.
Yeah, like an Oprah show.
Like an Oprah show.
Like an Oprah show.
But just,
Okay. I love that. Yes,
Let's talk about PR.
yes,
Okay. Oh my God.
we got it. Great for
Elijah,
brainstorming.
I love you. Oh, and you.
That's awesome.
Oh no, group hug.
Group
Group
hug.
hug. Aw. Oh my goodness.
That's
Okay,
awesome. Yeah.
so I'll connect with Cole. I'll see what'll work and how
Mhm.
he, because he said, oh my gosh, we'd figure out a way. He goes, you guys have a studio right here in the Visionary Hub. This is a
This is
studio,
over
he
here.
said.
Yeah.
So we can take different areas of the space. And even Rob said, he goes, you guys have the front, you do the Visionary Hub or the Hub Factor. He says, but then you come through a hallway and you need to create that environment back there. So when
It looks
people,
like a learning
that
center.
looks like a
school
place
or
to come and
something.
learn.
Yeah.
and maybe in the show, I could come in for a little map of the week or something, and that could be a way of presenting the
Yes.
new tools as we go.
Yes. a
I
map
could
of
come
the
in
week.
like with a nice background like this and
Yeah,
be the
Yeah,
wizard.
yeah. Why not? So I just interview you like this, or I'm in my chair as I normally would be.
Yeah,
And then I'm interviewing you from outer space.
yeah.
Awesome. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's
Like
it.
I know Paul Noyles will want to come here. He
Oh,
said that
yeah.
already. Paul Noyles is a recovery coach. He said I would take a drive to Yorkton. He goes, I'd love to come to Yorkton. So, okay, map of the week.
Maybe the first 12 people interviewed are the 12 people who are going to be the facilitators being trained. And so you're sort of highlighting each one because each one is going to then get their own team. Maybe we just do a show about creating the shared knowledge community.
Oh, how do
And
we
show how we're
share?
building Saskatchewan as the new paradigm center point.
Oh my gosh. And we're going from competition to cooperation. Honestly, that's what we're doing.
Maybe we could have a value shift each show, have like all these different segments where we, each segment, one segment is value shift from cooperation to.
Yeah, that's right. And
Old paradigm, new
from
paradigm.
scarcity, from fear to love, from scarcity to
Mhm.
abundance, from
Yeah.
mist, from chaos to calm, from
Oh, yes, I love
That's-
that.
because if you're picking something that's more kind of uprooting and everything like that, but you're saying from that to that, what
Yeah.
a difference.
And just
From
kind of come up with a simple formula each week where, we just do pieces of the puzzle and each gets their own piece.
Yeah.
It could be, Sylvia could do a little 2 to 3 minute meditation,
Sure,
that
she could.
takes anyone watching into that.
Pause, yeah. A pause.
Mhm.
I think if we shift the word, we use pause rather than saying meditation and we use pause, even though it's a meditation, it gets people's attention. When I explain a pause to
Yeah.
people, it gets their attention.
Oh.
Like if you don't take a pause, Elijah, there's going to be one put in front of you. Have you ever had a pause in your life? Cancer, someone gets cancer, car accident. All those things are pauses in our lives. think about taking that pause for you. Anyway, I explained that in the Wave of Leadership conference, and I don't quite do it that drastic, but we got to find pain points because people are either moving from pain or they're moving towards pleasure. Those are the only two things that people do. So
Right.
if they're in chaos and they just can't stand it, they don't sometimes know different.
Right.
If they're in chaos and they understand we can take them to calm, or they're in competition, mind you, people thrive on competition, but if they're in competition and we can take them to cooperation, now that totally makes sense when you do an extreme.
Is there like a women leaders? Like another thing I think you should do is look at all of the events in the next year.
Mhm.
And if there's women leadership conferences or something like that, like start to look where you could be keynote speakers.
Yeah, I know Corliss is having one in Saskatoon, Carrie, or in Regina, Carrie's speaking at it.
Which one's that?
Corliss, she's doing one in Regina. She wrote the book Lead Your Life, and
Okay.
Corliss is her name, and Carrie's one of her guest speakers.
Could you get in on that or?
Well, I don't know. I think she's already got her platform.
Okay.
I'm on her podcast. I'm number 11 on her podcast, but we haven't pulled it forward anywhere.
You might give her a call. People cancel, you know, or maybe
Hmm.
maybe there's something special you could do.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
You know what? I think if we could have an offer for her of some sort, because she's got me down as one of her,
Is it promotion? No, not promotion.
she's got me down as one of her committee members.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Regina, well, I'm not even going to Regina because I have strategic planning with Community Futures. So I'm going to the Saskatoon one November 20th. So maybe you're right. Maybe I can just say, hey, the Visionary Hub could be in what she might feel competition. I don't know.
The next
But-
8 weeks is supposedly opening up with the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. It's the last time for them to be conjunct, and then Jupiter's moving on, starting another 20-year cycle. So the next 8 weeks is a really nice time to sort of, I guess, get ready for the next 20 years.
Oh, for the next how long? 20 years?
20 years.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So it's
So the next 8 weeks, he said?
yeah.
Oh, Elijah, that's perfect. The next 8 weeks. Okay. Okay. Jupiter into Saturn, Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Jupiter's my planet.
Two biggest planets are lining up for they go back and forth
Wow.
when they go retrograde kind of thing. So they sort of
Yeah.
move 3 times, they go back and forth. And this is the last time where they kind of come together.
Oh,
and then
wow.
Jupiter goes.
So when does
forward.
that happen, Elijah? Well, it's happening now.
It's happening now. I don't know the exact moment.
Okay.
But probably in the middle of the 8 weeks would probably be the moment it happens.
Okay. Oh my
You'll
gosh.
probably see a lot of memes on Facebook about it.
Okay. Okay. Like I don't pay enough attention to that kind of stuff, but boy, when you say it, it really resonates with me.
Impact.
Sylvia's more
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
Like I bought her some really nice moon cards and she goes, oh, Laurie, I have to tell you, I already have them. I says, well, then we'll gift them to someone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I would also do is kind of like maybe start making some 30-second and 1 minute little poems, aphorisms, wise sayings, things that stick out. Spend some time to really think about, messages.
Okay.
Like
Give me an
motivational.
example.
Well, it could be motivational messages, like let's say, I might even take the card thing, but let me.
I've been doing those lots.
Yeah. Yeah, Laurie's been doing lots of lives.
You could always say something like, get the convo type
Yeah.
and go, if you do a welcoming conversation, think about, the people who make you feel great. It's because they welcomed you and they were very enthusiastic about that.
Okay, yeah.
And then think about people who welcome you and barely know your name or barely even acknowledge your presence.
How does that feel?
What's the difference? So look at each convo type and come up with something, a little skill or tool for that convo type.
Yeah.
And
So we could do that live.
No, I'm saying like make like 72, one for each convo type.
Yes.
And then have it like be under 30 seconds, under a minute. Go to TikTok. Join TikTok and learn how to use TikTok.
Okay.
and put them in there.
And put them in there. Well, don't you have to be on there to put them in there?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, you have to be on there to put them. I mean,
Okay.
TikTok has its own editing program. You just
Okay.
press the button. You can add little things to it. You can add, like, it's its own function to make videos.
So does Jordan know TikTok?
He's just starting it.
Okay.
None of the people I know really know it that well. I
Nicole
watch
Ruddick
2-3
knows
hours
it.
of TikTok a day.
Ask her to teach us.
I'm getting
Yeah.
tons of my media about everything. Like, it's,
Are you?
oh yeah, like it's
Okay,
freaking
because
amazing.
it gets a lot of
It
attention.
does.
But it's so different in terms of, it's like a whole bunch of smart people who are
Yeah.
against, vaccination are speaking very strong truths about every aspect of what we're going through right now. And so every day I just get peppered with this sort of like,
Yeah.
it's very inspiring because,
Okay.
so, but I'm just saying that for you, in terms of your online, even what you load into Facebook, make them short, make them poignant, have
Yeah.
have them have something of value in it that's kind of unique, utilizing the tools that we have here.
So when we
And
say add a value to the end of it, so they walk away with something when they came onto that TikTok, but when they left it, something innately in them happened.
well,
Is that what you mean?
well, in the bigger system, yes, but I just mean, like, in each video, don't, like, it's just short and sweet works, but there's got to be a reason for that video. It's just like, again, if you get the welcoming convo and you go, hey, you want to increase how you connect with people?
Oh, yeah,
Welcome
yeah.
them with enthusiasm. Here's the value of enthusiasm, which is very different from the value of dullness. Like, if you're doing dullness versus enthusiasm for the welcoming convo, right?
Okay, that makes sense, because this young guy that was here yesterday, the Nigerian, he says one of the key things for him is to build better relationships with people. And what card he pulled, some amazing cards, and
block.
well, that wasn't
motivation.
He pulled the card. He pulled a second convo card in flow, because one card just stuck with him, and Sylvia goes, "Take it, allow it." It was the freaking word block. And he said, if I took block out of the picture, this is how it would work, and this is how it would flow. Listening to him, Sylvia and I are going, holy shit, this guy figured it out really fast.
Well, that's it, because like at the present moment, you're in flow.
Yeah.
But at minute to minute, you're either going down a path or you're blocked.
Yeah.
If you're blocked, you're not in flow. If you're going down a path,
Thanks.
it's the distinction between being in the flow and sort of not being in the flow. But yeah, they're.
See, all I need is a structure. Once one is set in place, then my brain will just go boop, boop, boop,
Yes,
boop,
it
boop,
will.
boop. It's just to get the first one structured in the way that we want to carry it forward, and then I'm ready.
Okay, well, how about send me, make 3 of them. Let's just say we'll start small. Make three of them. Each one is a convo type. Each one is under a minute, and each one is a teaching. I want you to start teaching, finding the teachings within each convo type.
Okay, so make 3 videos under a minute using a convo card.
And then each one distinguishes a value, like 2 values or 2 things.
And they distinguish 2 values.
You can program it one way or the other way. And this is, and these can be like huge conversational shifts. If you get just this one thing, this can change your life. You got to like turn into the motivational teacher, speaker person.
Okay, I like that. So conversational shifts, I really like that, because what do most, what a lot of women complain about? My man doesn't communicate with me. Well, how are you in that relationship, and how do you communicate with him to have him communicate?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm doing Marianne Williamson's Miracle Minded Coaching, so I'm learning a lot of that stuff. Like you come in, I'm coming in complaining about Sylvia, and then it's like, how am I in this relationship? Because I thought of that even with Christy, right?
For sure.
We're
all here to learn and heal from one another.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. I know exactly what you are meaning. So conversational shifts, maybe we just call it that.
Because you can just pop them at the top.
Yeah.
And then I could do it on my end and TikTok, and
Yeah.
at some point, we're gonna.
And we start
going
linking
back
them.
and forth.
Yeah. And then if we go onto Facebook, we hashtag conversational shifts.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
should it
love
be
that.
conversational or conversation shifts?
Probably conversational.
Conversational shifts. Actually, that would be a good hashtag. And then Elijah, we just all start using it. Okay. So we'll
Awesome.
do 3.
And send
then
them.
we'll get them.
Send them to me.
Okay, that sounds great. So just pick whatever convo.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or pick the 3 that you want to teach the most.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
both of you do this. You do this too, Sylvia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Yeah. Pick the 3 we want, but do it just so that we get
Yes,
practice.
just, yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you have to be the one going out there,
Right.
Sylvia. Don't be
Yes.
afraid. Like, I know she's a little more shy and not be out there, but
Well,
I told her. Mhm.
Sylvia, your goal is you have to start, your goal is to get 1 speaking engagement per week, even if it's her speaking in a bird store, talking to a bunch of budgies.
Exactly.
Yes.
You guys just got to get in the habit of once per week, you're going to go out and
Being
talk
somewhere.
somewhere. And
Okay.
Sylvia, you're
I
going to
think
book it.
that's-
And that's like, if you
Yeah.
get that going, you're going to build some momentum here for the bigger stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, love it. Okay.
Oh, that's
And this
great.
can go on your
So,
score sheet. If you don't have a score sheet, this is the beginning of your score sheet to go. There's certain things you have to do that you've agreed to that you're going to aim at doing. and
yeah,
that's
you're
one of them.
right.
Okay.
Commitment is on our
Commitment. Yeah.
9
Oh,
on
is
our
it?
stewardship. That's
Okay.
commitment and resilience.
Okay.
Because you know, when you make that commitment to go out there and there's not everybody's going to like you, you have to have the resilience to go,
That's okay.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's show
Yeah, I
up
mean, and
and-
I think like it's thinking of like the Oprah of Saskatchewan, or just thinking like the financial queen of Saskatchewan, like
Yeah.
to like anyone who books anything, you want to find anybody who books any events. And I know it's sort of like the absolute worst time in the history of humanity for that.
Yeah.
But
No, no.
you know, whether it's online or offline, whatever, like, I mean, just
Awesome. Well, you said it, you know, Wendy for years, like, because her husband was in the movie industry, she calls me she goes, Laurie, you're the Oprah of Saskatchewan. You don't even know it. So that's kind of a good way to think of it, right?
and to start, okay, who are like the top 20 people in Saskatchewan, and who are the people that you want to come down to Yorkton to be interviewed for the show?
Oh, that's
Okay.
great.
So start to identify. So next time we talk,
Okay, we'll have
I
those
want all of
answers.
these things done.
Good. See, Elijah, that's the accountability partnership is key. And that's where Sheila goes,
Yeah.
it's you and Sylvia that know. I feel I can understand what you guys want to do, but you guys know.
Right.
So-
So we have to let her know. Okay, this is all right.
Okay, so is that it? That's good. We're all
I think we're great.
Yeah. That was all nothing.
we're heading in the right
Am
direction.
I better than I was when I started at 10 o'clock? Freaking right.
Absolutely. Yes, me too.
Much more clear. Okay, so we'll get the videos to you. We will work on those and we'll learn TikTok, because I wrote a note here. We have a girl that came to the Hub Factor that may know TikTok. We also can just go on TikTok and see who around here is good at it and ask them to come in and teach us. That builds another alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're good to go.
Awesome.
Okay, great to see you guys.
Okay,
Awesome.
you too.
Thanks, Elijah.
Much
Okay.
love.
Bye.
Oh, update on cards.
Oh,
We're almost at the box. We've
Oh, cool.
the box has been very has been a problem, but anyway, it's getting soon.
okay, so you think we're good with the box then? We don't, yeah, because we might as well do it right off the bat
Yeah.
rather than getting them and putting them in the plastic.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
No,
good with
this is a necessary part
yeah,
component.
okay. Thanks,
Okay.
Elijah.
See you
You did
guys.
let me know. I forgot to tell you.